The Art Director's Debrief. The Three Musketeers, Number 12, A Nobleman's Gamble and a Demon's Vision. Hello, and welcome back to the Emotive Archive. We have declassified the intricate schemes of Porthos and Aramis, witnessing how they funded their roles in the coming war through the art of seduction and secrecy. But the greatest of the three, the enigmatic Athos, remains unequipped. The chapters we will analyze today, 38, 39, and 40, are a masterclass in shifting tones. We move from a display of cool intellectual nerve to a descent into the realm of Gothic suspense and psychological terror. We will dissect Athos's brilliant and audacious gamble, and then explore the haunting visions that signal the return of the novel's true antagonist. This is the story of a final preparation for war and the dark premonition of a new, more personal battle to come. Chapter 38 presents a fascinating problem. How does Athos, a man of profound honor who disdains the schemes of his friends and who is secretly penniless, acquire the funds for a major military campaign? His solution is a testament to his character. He does not charm a mistress or rely on a secret network. He relies on his two greatest assets, his aristocratic nerve and his deep understanding of human psychology. The scene in the locked tavern room is a masterclass of controlled tension. Athos, having secured a small stake by selling his last valuable, the Queen's diamond ring, engages two suspicious characters in a game of dice. These are not noblemen, they are likely professional gamblers or underworld figures. Athos's strategy is a brilliant display of what is known as a confidence game. He does not rely on luck, he relies on creating an aura of absolute, unshakable confidence that intimidates and psychologically defeats his opponents before the dice are even thrown. He locks the door, not just for privacy, but to create a claustrophobic, high-stakes environment where he is in total control. He is calm, detached, and utterly unreadable, the perfect poker face. He wins not just their money, but also a fine horse, completing his equipment in a single audacious move. From an artistic perspective, this scene is a portrait of quiet, intellectual power. While Porthos is loud and theatrical, Athos is silent and deadly. He does not need to boast of his status, he radiates it. His victory is not just a lucky roll of the dice, it is the inevitable outcome of a superior mind preying on lesser ones. He has funded his war effort through a single calculated risk, proving that his intellect is his most dangerous weapon. With all four musketeers now fully and magnificently equipped, the tone of the narrative shifts. In Chapter 39, A Vision, they finally ride out of Paris towards the siege of La Rochelle. The mood is one of heroic camaraderie, a band of brothers ready for war. But Dumas immediately injects a note of dark, Gothic foreboding. As they ride through a dark forest at night, D'Artagnan, separated from his friends, is overcome by a waking nightmare. He sees a vision of his nemesis, Rochefort, and more terrifyingly, of Milady de Winter. She appears to him not as a woman, but as a supernatural threat, a demon pointing him towards a path of damnation. He hears her voice, a red-hot iron in his heart, threatening his beloved Constance Bonacieux. This scene is a brilliant piece of psychological horror. It transforms Milady from a simple spy into a near supernatural figure, a succubus who can invade the minds of her enemies. The vision serves a critical narrative purpose. It establishes that the threat she poses is not just physical, but deeply personal and psychological. She is no longer just the Cardinal's agent, she is now D'Artagnan's personal demon, a ghost that haunts him. This premonition of danger elevates the stakes of the story. The upcoming war is not just a conflict of nations, but a battle for D'Artagnan's very soul, a fight against a beautiful evil that seems to possess otherworldly power. The supernatural horror of the vision is immediately followed by a very real, very tangible threat in Chapter 40, a terrible vision. The four friends stop at an inn, and through Athos's quick thinking and superior knowledge, they discover that the wine they are about to drink has been poisoned. The innkeeper confesses that he was paid to do so by a man and a beautiful, almost ghostly, blonde woman, Milady. D'Artagnan's nightmare was not a mere dream, it was a prophetic warning. The enemy is not waiting for them at La Rochelle, she is actively hunting them on the road. The Shadow War has turned into a series of assassination attempts. This incident is a crucial turning point. It confirms that Milady is not just a political operative, she is a ruthless killer who will stop at nothing to eliminate those who know her secret. The poisoned wine is a classic feminine weapon in Gothic literature, a tool of stealth and deception, contrasting sharply with the masculine honor of a sword duel. Milady does not fight her enemies face to face, she strikes from the shadows. The four friends now understand the true nature of the enemy they are facing. They are not just fighting the Cardinal's guards, they are fighting a beautiful, intelligent, and utterly remorseless demon. Their journey to the siege has now become a desperate flight for survival, as they are being hunted every step of the way. The adventure has taken a dark, paranoid, and deadly turn. Now that we have anatomized the events of these chapters, let us elevate our analysis. This section of the novel is a brilliant study in contrasting forms of power, showcasing the philosophical divide between our heroes and their primary antagonist, Milady de Winter. It is a transition from a world of physical confrontation to a world of psychological terror. Let us first analyze Athos's gamble as a work of art and a philosophical statement. His method of acquiring funds is a direct rejection of the methods used by Porthos and Aramis. Porthos uses his body and his charm, manipulating emotion. Aramis uses his secret networks and the influence of others. Athos uses only his own mind and his unshakable will. His victory at the dice table is a triumph of stoicism. In a game of pure chance, he wins by creating an aura of absolute certainty. He does not ask for help or rely on deception. He confronts risk head-on and bends it to his will through sheer force of character. This act solidifies his role as the group's philosophical anchor. He is a man who, despite having lost everything, has retained the one thing that truly matters: his internal, aristocratic command over himself and his environment. His power is not derived from others, it is innate. This makes him the perfect antithesis to the novel's villain. Milady de Winter, as she re-emerges in these chapters, represents an entirely different form of power. If Athos's power is internal and stoic, hers is external and performative. She operates through deception, manipulation, and secret violence. The vision D'Artagnan has of her is profoundly significant. He sees her as a supernatural entity, a demon. This is not just a young man's fear, it is a recognition of her symbolic role in the novel. She represents a chaotic, irrational, and deeply destructive force that operates outside the bounds of traditional honor. She does not challenge her enemies to duels, she poisons their wine. She does not confront them, she haunts their dreams. She is the embodiment of the Gothic villain, a creature that blurs the line between the human and the demonic. The choice of poison as her weapon in Chapter 40 is a deliberate and brilliant stroke by Dumas. In the 17th century, the sword was the weapon of the nobleman, a symbol of honor, courage, and open conflict. Poison, on the other hand, was seen as the weapon of the assassin, the court intriguer, and, stereotypically, the woman. It is a weapon of stealth, of cowardice, of betrayal. It attacks the body from within, just as Milady's lies attack the mind and reputation. By attempting to poison the Musketeers, she is declaring that she will not play by their rules. She is waging a different kind of war, a war of shadows and deception, a war where the traditional codes of masculine honor are meaningless. This is the new, terrifying reality that our heroes now must confront. Their skill with a sword may not be enough to save them from an enemy who can kill them with a simple glass of wine. This shift in the nature of the conflict is a key element of the spy thriller genre. The initial phase of the story was about establishing the hero's capabilities in open physical confrontations. Now the story moves into a phase of paranoia and suspense. The enemy is unseen. The threat can come from anywhere: a friendly innkeeper, a beautiful stranger, a bottle of wine. D'Artagnan's vision is the literal manifestation of this new psychological reality. He is now haunted not just by a physical enemy, but by the idea of her. The threat is no longer just to his body, but to his mind and his soul. In conclusion, these 3 chapters serve as a crucial bridge in the novel. They complete the arming of the heroes with Athos's brilliant gamble, a final testament to the power of aristocratic nerve. But more importantly, they reframe the central conflict. The simple rivalry with the Cardinal's guards is now overshadowed by a far more personal and deadly war against a single, demonic antagonist. The novel is escalating, moving from the political thriller into the darker, more psychological territory of a Gothic horror story. D'Artagnan and his friends are riding to a military siege, but they are also riding into a battle against a force of pure manipulative evil. The question is no longer just whether they will survive the war, but whether they will survive the woman who is hunting them. Thank you for joining me in the Emotive Archive.